that's not working. Well, it's not showing on screen. Doesn't look like. Let's refresh. Man, it is chilly. Chilly, chilly. I didn't check and see what the weather was right now. I wonder if I can look at that. Usually I do it on my phone, but... 31 degrees out right now. Okay. And 0 wind, which is important because it's a high wind warning for the next 2 days here. I don't know what we're going to run, but we'll do something. Definitely do not need the sunglasses. I mean, way up north, like probably 20 miles north is a pocket of blue sky, but okay, let's do this, I guess. I have a little bit of a headache, like a sinus headache. So my sinuses have been having problems because of how dry the air is. It's even drier here than it was in Arizona, which is weird to say, but now I can tell it's a like change in barometric pressures because the system's moving in. But yeah. So yes, we're just gonna. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know where we're gonna run today. Don't know. I don't really feel like running, so that's the main problem. But might. Oh, I got sleep in my eyes. I didn't sleep well last night, so I'm tired and all that. Not motivated to run by any means. And it's a holiday, even though tomorrow is technically the holiday, but this is a day off for most government offices and stuff. But surprisingly, there's still quite a bit of people that work in a town which is nothing but government offices for the most part. Trying to see if making sure, because usually I look off I can't see directly southwest of here, and so then sometimes it tricks me with not having my sunglasses. I think we're just going to chance it. But where do I want to run to? need to fix this really quick. I should be back. I'm checking my stream manager just to make sure, but it looks like I'm back. YouTube is working. My stream manager's working. Sorry, I was on my Wi-Fi, and this is exactly like this would happen when I would be out there, and then I wouldn't be able to make sure everything was working. I guess we're going to go with it, and then I need to fix this. Oops. My watch is beeping at me because it's like, let's go. Start now? Okay, hold on, I gotta fix something here. Quit beeping at me. Usually you don't even get ready to start. Now, my overlay isn't working though for the follower count thing, but you know, whatever. It looks like everything's working at least. That should fix itself. I don't know why it says total follower count, because that's not what it is, but I need to fix my shoe choice of the day. I'm actually wearing the New Balance Rebel V3s. I would fix it, but I don't know if it's Rebel or Rebel. Is it with a V or a B? And I don't even know, are they onto like a V4? I don't know. If they're on a V4, I want to get some. I think these are the 3s. These might be the 2s though. And I need to get if they're on sale, I definitely want to get some more of these because they're probably what. Okay, yes, we can start now. Quit beeping at me. Probably what I'm going to be wearing for the 100-mile championships. So I think we'll go up this way. Just kind of goof around a bit. There might be a lot of walking in this, but we'll see. It is just kind of a gloomy day. Just a gloomy day. Oh, I see the overlay finally fixed itself. I see I lost a few followers. I just love how like in the last probably, it looks like the clouds are kind of breaking up a bit, but I think it'll be this way the whole time. Okay, do we want to go up this way, or do we want to I think we're going to cross and go this way. Anyways, I love how, like, in a week I'll gain, like, up to 20 followers, and then I lose, like, 23. I don't get it a lot of times. And, well, I mean, I do get it, because you know how easy it is to accidentally unfollow somebody. Especially like watching on my TV, I'll hit the button to like either change it to theater mode or turn the chat off or whatever. And when you hit the remote button, it automatically like defaults to, oh, you want to unfollow them? And so if you're not like reading carefully the way it's like stated, then you can easily just click unfollow. It's crazy. Oh man, I gotta stop doing hills right off the start. But in this town, it's hard to not do that. It's really only one direction you can go. Actually surprised to see as many homeless people there as there was. With full-on encampments there. There's at least 3 full-on homemade shelters. Usually they crack down on that a little bit. I guess you'll usually see that people just there with their sleep bag or whatever, but not like a full-on made-up shelter. Oh. So I'm running like we're going to... Oh, I should have gone to the watchtower, even though I don't have the shoes on for that. Oh, I see. Oh, my stream decided to do its own thing again. Oh. Oh, it's uphill. And chilliness is killing me. This is the route to get to the trailhead for Mount Ascension, which is the mountain right there, blocked by this big utility trailer. You can see just over the top of the rooftops there. We've gone a few times, but we are not climbing the mountain today, because I will be doing that tomorrow. So that being said, I will not be streaming. Well, I should say I most likely will not be streaming tomorrow. I will not be streaming tomorrow morning. I can guarantee that, because I will be on a group run down in Bozeman up in the mountains. Oh. but I may tomorrow evening, and it all depends on if there's anybody at the gym or not. But I might do a gym sesh stream. Okay, so this is Davis. It goes to the other, it's Davis Gulch. Good trails back in there. But we're gonna take this street. It'll actually dead end with a hill. And then we'll jump down a block, or 2 blocks actually, I think. And it's, I think technically a block and a half. Because we're gonna hit an alley and jump over a few blocks and then jump back up half a block on the street over to North Montana. So this is actually kind of a cool neighborhood because it's a mixture of these old historic houses that some have been renovated, some haven't, but also some brand new houses, and then old houses that still need a lot of work, a lot. I tried to buy a house up in here back in like 2018, I want to say. And it needed some work. Definitely needed some work. But it had a lot of potential. But the best thing about it was it had an old, I don't know what you would call it. I mean, I guess you could call it a garage, even though it wasn't a garage. It was more of like an old carriage house, I guess you could say. That would I have ever used as a garage? No. But it would have been an awesome entertaining space slash workshop slash, you know, that kind of stuff. I mean, now I think it would be an awesome studio space. But just like today, back then, you know, I don't remember what the asking price was on it. It wasn't too bad. Okay, so I can either jump down this, or I can go, I think there's a trail cut off up here. And this goes all the way to the trailhead up there. Up that way. That's where you turn right. I think there's a trail that kind of cuts kitty corner, even though I don't have trail shoes on. It's not like a real technical trail, so I think we'll be okay. Anyways, I want to say it was like, it wasn't a huge house by any means. Oh, I think we gotta go this way. That's somebody's driveway, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is it. Although it looks like you can just take that and cut up to that. I want to say it was like 160,000 or something like that. I was trying to buy, but the like in the housing market around here, there's, I love when people say, oh, I'm in private equity I work for a private equity firm, that kind of stuff. All that means is you buy property to rent out. That's all it is, really. That's what most of that stuff is. And so people were buying, and they still are. Like, the asking price was like $160. I think I offered, because it was a hot market at that time, I think I even offered like $167 or something like that. But you get these people that come in with cash, and hello puppers, morning. And who's gonna offer cash not only at maybe a little bit lower, but the same or even higher asking price, and who's not going to accept a cash offer versus my offer, which was contingent. Well, it wasn't contingent on financing. I had approved financing already, but when I was selling my house in Bozeman, first open house weekend, I had 3 offers that weekend. 2 of them were you should have come to North Dakota. I couldn't. If you were going to be there all weekend, I could have had a chance, but I had too many things going on through the week where I wouldn't be able to. Plus, looking at my checking account, I definitely could not afford to drive over there. That would have been about $250 roughly, with the price of gas for me to drive over there and back. I don't have that this month. Rude. It's kind of cool to be. Now that I've warmed up, it's still chilly. My hands are freezing still. But 30, what did I say it was? 31 degrees. But being that it's a holiday, there's like nobody out here. It's kind of cool. Oh. Why not? Why not what? What's the why not in reference to? Where do I want to go? Why don't you have enough money? Because I'm still trying to pay off the expense, the more expense than I had calculated for the Europe trip. And it wasn't even really the Europe trip. Everything I did after Chamonix didn't cost me anything, really. I think total, because I stayed at hostels and I had a Eurail pass, so transportation didn't cost me anything. I think the most expensive hostel I stayed at was like 58 euros. So that didn't cost me anything. But Portugal was twice as much, because the place I had reserved, I don't know where I'm going. Is there any streets up that way? There's one. I don't know, let's go up that way, see where it goes. But the apartment that I originally had in Lisbon, the day while I was flying over there, the dude canceled on me. It was like, oh, sorry, I double booked it. It's like, jerkwagon. One, now everything's going to be twice as expensive trying to find a place if you can. And two, I've had this thing reserved for like 6 months. The guy you double booked it with probably was last week. But anyways, that cost me. And I already had that prepaid. So then he had to refund me all that money. And then I had to find another place, which was twice as much. So that right there cost me a lot more money. And then a little bit added extra expense to California. That wasn't too bad though. I used my hotel for the race was all, I used points, so it didn't cost me anything. But, and then, the big thing is when I got back, since I was moving everything back into my apartment, I had to buy a bed, had to buy lots of other things to make it livable. So there was a lot of extra expense there as well. And I'm not getting monthly rental income, so there's that. So I'm just taking a hit. I have to pretty much live paycheck by paycheck. Like, if it was up to me right now, I'd be, which street am I on? I'm on Whitney. Okay, I know where this goes. We can go all the way down to the hospital. But yeah, if it was up to me, I'd be down in Arizona right now. But I had to be back here for a couple things. And then once I hear from the breeder that whether or not a female puppers was born, then I can plan everything else. Because depending on that will determine if I'm going to go to USA TF cross-country nationals in January, because it'll be right around that time when I would be picking up the puppers, and I'm not going to go there with brand new puppers that I haven't housebroken yet. But then I could back plan. So, if I know that I have to be back here to pick up a puppers, the third week of January, then I can plan for that and I can leave. But if there isn't, say, a female puppers, if they still have a male puppers from the last litter, then I told her that I would take one of them. So and then it won't be a big deal, because that puppers will be old enough, it'll be housebroken, and because I know the breeders will be already know all the basic commands and everything. So So that is what I'm waiting for. And then I suppose I should probably I've been around this long, maybe go spend Thanksgiving with my mom. Because if I go after that, then I won't be around for Christmas. Oh, that was a 9-minute mile with all that uphill. There's part of me that kind of wants to run up California. It must be on that. I thought it was on this side of the hill. It must be on the other side of the hill. And then go around that other knob, but I think I lose signal, which theoretically does not make sense since there is a cell tower on top of that hill. It just must not be on my cell network. Oh, next week starts my training block, which is gonna suck because I haven't done a good job these last 2 weeks slowly increasing my mileage. I have been slowly increasing my mileage, but first week of my training block I always use as a kind of a shock to the system, and I would never recommend this for any of my athletes. I can only get away with it because I have years of base fitness and I know my body can handle it, but I always just do a 100-mile week right off the bat. Now, normally you wouldn't want to do that because a normal person would risk injury, putting your body in that much stress. But for me, it works. But like my last training block that I did that, I listened to my body and paid attention. And just to make sure, now that I'm a little bit older, but I do all easy miles. Nothing but easy miles, which helps a lot. If I'm running faster than an 8-minute mile, then I'm having issues. I need to back off. Now my last run, like I'll do a long run at the end of the week, typically between 20 and 30 miles. And at the end of that run, if I'm still feeling good, then I might push it, drop the hammer a bit. But my last 2 training blocks, I did not feel that way. Talk about there was no negative split there. Those runs. I think I went from running like 10-minute splits to, by the end, probably running like a 13, 14-minute split. It's like, who was I? Oh, I was listening to the last Free Trail podcast with Eric Sensman, who, did this post about retiring. And he's not that old. But they were discussing about, retiring and all that. And said that he's kind of been thinking about it for the last couple of years, because as a pro athlete, you know, he just wasn't performing. And the last race he did, he said he like by mile 40, the only reason why he did this, he knew after Black Canyon that he was retiring, but he said he was going to do one more 100-mile race. And 40 miles into it, he said he had, just because of different injuries and stuff, which the ones he was talking about, I'm like, yep, that's what happens to people when they get older. It's the issue I had during my UTMB training block. Anyways, he go do productive things since I have to leave for my trip tomorrow. No, don't be leaving. You need to stick around because it's a holiday. You don't be doing things today. Anyways, he said he was like, by mile 40, he was barely pushing a 14-minute mile, and so he ended up DNFing because he was like, this isn't even worth it. It's a long day, not even worth the risk of injury, because he was still suffering from that injury a little bit. So he just called it quits, and that was the end of his professional career. And then in contrast, and I mean, it was awesome being able to listen to him and Debo talk about how tough it is. And it is, like, how brutal it is as a professional athlete, because with all your expectations to perform, and it's such a niche, group, with professional sponsors. And then you get people like Jeff Browning, who is he's my hero. That dude's 50, what is he now? 52, 53 years old. Still out there winning. Like, not just winning, but outright winning. I think we'll go this way. I don't want to go all the way to the other place. We'll just go down this way. But outright just crushing 100-mile races still. Oh, man. I should be over 5 miles depending on what route I take back, which is way more than I wanted to do today, I'm not gonna lie. But I do know my phone was not, I should say, fully charged before we left, so I'm probably gonna run out of battery before we get done with the run. Just to warn you guys. If all of a sudden the stream ends, that's why. Because somebody forgot to throw it on the charger last night. So that was also the reason why I actually went live a little bit later than I was planning. Try and be live by 8. Yesterday was a total fail. Just because I woke up late. And then, again, some dumbass forgot to put the gimbal on a charger. So I had to wait a couple minutes for that to start. But even then, that only took about 5 minutes to get enough charge to be able to stream. The main reason was just because I woke up late. Today I woke up on time. I had no excuse. Other than the fact that my phone wasn't charged. But what I'm saying is if it was charged, I had no excuse not to go live, and I probably still wouldn't have. Just because of that lack of motivation. That was 3 miles, so we're almost 5K into it. I really need to blow all the snot out of my nose. That would just feel weird doing it around the hospital. I can already tell that next week is going to be a lot of two-a-dayers in order to get my mileage in. Because I just will not have the motivation to, knock out a 12, 13 mile run at once. Plus, it's hard to find a route where you can do that I can live stream. Because it says it's all easy miles, that's what I plan on doing. I do need to do it at least a couple days, because otherwise, I'm not gonna get any hunting in. Still think it's odd that this is one of the main streets. In fact, and the fact that it runs to the hospital. And there's huge sections of it with no sidewalk. Like right here. No sidewalk. In fact, all over this town is that way. There's a big section on Montana, which is, other than Euclid, probably the busiest street. It might even be busier than Euclid. And there's no sidewalks on a huge section of it. Face is cold. Rachel, are you still here? Probably not. You said you were leaving. And you would just abandon me like that. Let's see if she wanted to. Oh no, I can't. Never mind. Never mind. I was gonna say we could. There's some Fortnite tournaments today, but for duos, but we're at different ranks, so we wouldn't be able to play together unless we got you up to that rank beforehand, which is doable. Well, if we played builds, then we'd definitely be at the same rank. I think I'm like bronze 1 or something at that, which is the lowest rank, because I never play builds. Finally, a sidewalk. Look at that. I kind of didn't cross the street. Well, the sidewalk on the other street isn't there yet. We'll be at this intersection. Oh, and then this sidewalk disappears after the intersection. So I didn't cross the street anyways. Because now there's a sidewalk the whole way on the other side. Pickup truck went by. It's a diesel, and just gave me flashbacks of Humvees. The exhaust smelled exactly like Humvee exhaust. I didn't notice I could see my breath until now, because the direction the wind is blowing a little bit is making it visible. Okay, I'm gonna blow my nose out. Okay, those guys got a show. Why is the, that's kind of crazy. The very edge of my gimbal shows up every now and then. Wonder why that is. And it's only sometimes. Like the phone is hard mounted to the thing. It shouldn't. There's no way that the camera can turn it more. I don't get it. Whatever. I wonder, maybe I have it on wide lens, wide angle for some reason. That might be what it is. This probably looks odd, stopping right next to the governor mansion. Oh, it is on ultra wide. There we go. Does not look like the governor is here though, because there is no flag on the outside or highway patrolman. Most likely he's in his family ranch or whatever over in Billings, if I had to guess. Curious to see how, or if they changed it somehow. I don't know, maybe the state state Supreme Court. I should research it. But Montana is one of those states where the legislature went total bonkers and they was it outlawed or made it illegal to use TikTok or have TikTok or whatever. And the governor signed it, which is, I'm like, really? Like, of all the people Montana did that, who's all about rights and everything. And here's the thing I have about TikTok. All these states being like, oh, China, their connections with it. It's a security concern for our United States citizens. Okay. So, because their big thing is collecting data on U.S. citizens. Well, one, you can get that. What they're collecting, you can get anywhere. I mean, Facebook had a huge settlement because they were selling that information to people. So China probably already had it. And two, don't you think it should be my choice if I know that a company is collecting my data, like Facebook or anybody else, any social media platform? Don't you think it should be my choice if I want them to have that information or not? But, whatever. Man, there's some big expensive houses over here across from the state capitol building. I've never noticed before because it's kind of a weird street. But it's more of it's not a through street. It's kind of like a half of a cul-de-sac, I guess you could say. Where are we at? Let's just keep going. We're gonna go this way. Because I think I would actually, instead of crossing at the intersection when there's 2,000 cars, I'll stop there and none of them know what they're doing. I would rather just run across the street. Like right now, there's 0 cars. Yet at all the intersection, there's like 12 cars. So this is actually the marathon course, where the marathon course goes. You run all the way down Broadway like we just did, and then you zigzag across over here. Wow, you actually cut through the state capitol area onto this street. I always thought was kind of odd. I mean, I kind of get it because you don't want to shut down a major street like Broadway, but it would be cool to be running all the way down Broadway. They can go different ways. They can go down 6th Street. Actually, they can't because the course does jog over a few blocks onto, well, it's not, yeah, it is 6th Street. At least downtown area, there's about 4 blocks that are shut down. But I mean, it's the same on Broadway too. It's shut down too. So you can always go around. Oh, if I'm gonna be around here for Thanksgiving, I need to find myself a little turkey trot 5K. I think there's one in Bozeman that my running club participates in. Oh, my battery's almost dead. I gotta get rid of the message here. There we go. I think we can make it back before my battery dies. Although I was going to try and jog down a little bit and get us over a 10K, but right now I'd barely be a little over 5 miles, I think. Holy cow. The only time I've ever ran this street is during the marathon, and I have never noticed how uphill this section is. Usually because I'm dying by the time I get here, because this would be mile 24-ish, 25, yeah, about 24. Fairly significant uphill. And somewhere around here is where you turn to the right and jump onto 6th Street. Oh. One thing I do love about this time of year is now it's a little bit cooler. Wood stoves are a significant heat source in Montana, well, in the northern states in general. And so you can smell the smoke, which just feels we're gonna jump down this way. Nostalgic. I love it. I think this is actually probably where the course goes. I see the cathedral off in the distance, and I kind of want to run over there. See if we can make it before the battery dies. Once I hit 10%, then I know I gotta pick up the pace. Okay, here's 6th Street. Of course, 0 cars here until I get here. And now that I've gotten here and they pass, there's no cars. It's like, what the hell? It's always that timing. Always that timing. Oh, there's 10% battery. I'm not going to make it to the end. But we'll give her a shot. I mean, if I just ran straight home, I would be able to make it. Because I'm not that far away.